Today we're going to talk about goals. And in the last 3 sessions, we've talked about a dream, which is 10 to 15 years out. We've talked about a mission, which is 3 to 5 years out. And now we're going to talk about goals, which should be 6 to 12 months out. And if you haven't noticed the theme yet, what we're doing is we're taking a really big thing that you want to accomplish in your life, and we're boiling it down to small steps. And so this process is really important. And actually, if you lever this process throughout your life, there's nothing that's going to stop you, because they have a saying that they ask you how you eat an elephant, and you eat an elephant one bite at a time. And that's the same thing about a dream. If you take a dream, you boil it down into a mission, you set small goals along the way, and then you plan your daily work, you can accomplish big things. And so, Timo, you want to start us off with the quote?
Yeah. There are only 2 opinions regarding commitment. You're either in or you're out. There is no such thing as life in between. Pat Riley.
Does everybody know who Pat Riley is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was one of the greatest basketball coaches in the NBA. Started off with the Lakers. But I love this quote about commitment. Timo, what does that mean to you?
I think it means that you have to, like, you either have to fully commit to something, or you don't commit to it at all, because you have to if you want to complete something, you have to put your full time and effort into it, and not like half effort.
Right. No, that's exactly right. And the thing I'm always liking commitments to is, if you go back to the Wild West days, and they didn't have contracts, what they had handshakes. And so when you made a commitment to someone and you shook their hand, what you were effectively doing is you were saying, I'm going to do this no matter what. This is my piece. And that's why handshakes are so important in our club. But with that, when you write down a goal on a piece of paper, you're making a commitment to yourself. And if you honor that commitment and you put in the work to achieve the commitment, you start to really develop good habits that form your character, which is, you know what, when I make a commitment, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. And so that's one of the big things when you guys look at goals that I want you to think about is you're making a commitment to yourself. And so get in the habit of honoring those commitments and coming through on it. Okay. You guys there?
Yeah.
It looks like somebody booted me out. So who's got specific?
All right. A specific area for the goals for each of the 5 fundamental tools of baseball: hit for power, run, field, and throw.
So what does that mean to you?
It has to be like a specific thing, like saying that a goal of yours is you want to throw how many miles per hour. That would be a specific goal.
Right, exactly. That's good. Okay, who's got measurable?
Got it. The goal must be, for instance, a common run tool measurement for our 90 baseball players is might set a goal of reducing it 0.8 seconds.
Right. So whatever goal you set up, you've got to be able to measure it. That's really important, because that's the only way you can know whether you achieved it or not. Yeah. Who has the next one attainable?
I do. No, go ahead, Taylor.
In a period, a 13-year-old that throws the ball 75 miles per hour might set a goal to throw 80 miles per hour in 9 months. This is something that with hard work could be attained, but seeing a goal to throw 91 miles per hour in 9 months, it is highly unlikely that it will be attained, and in fact might discourage the athlete.
Right. So why is attainable goals important? Anybody?
Because it has to be like realistic. Like, you can't just say that you want to hit the ball off the tee like 150 miles per hour. It can't be like, it has to be realistic. Like if you're hitting the ball off the tee like 70, then try and hit like 75.
Right. And I think a lot of that really goes into building habits, right? So we talked about goals being a commitment to yourself. And so if you get in the habit of committing to yourself, achieving it, committing to yourself, achieving it, then it becomes easier to do that. If you always set goals that aren't achievable, then you get in the habit of not achieving your goals, which is not a good trend to set over time. So who's got relevant?
I got it.
Okay.
The goal must be relevant to the overall mission and dream. This is why we use 5-tool athlete goal design development at Hard 90 because these goals further a player's ability to excel in the game.
So why is relevance important?
Because you just set some random goal that's like not in line with your dream, then you're not going to achieve your dream.
Right. So you're not building up to what you're trying to do. Fantastic. And who has time bound?
The timetable puts the urgency on the training necessary to accomplish the goal.
Right. And why does it need to be time bound?
Because like it can't like change. I don't know. So then you'd want to like work harder, I guess.
Right. So it allows you to create good habits, right? The good habits of setting a date, sticking to the date, working hard, achieving it, and then moving on to the next one. And so that's fantastic. So again, the big thing that when you set a goal, you want to do is you want to make sure that you look at the SMART criteria against that goal. And that's really important. Who came with a goal to share today?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. For me, one of my goals is to get my 60 time under 8 seconds by high school,
Okay.
by the start of high school.
So is that specific? Is it specific?
Not as specific. I think it could get more specific.
Well, I think it's pretty specific.
I don't think so. I think I can get more specific to a
Right?
certain time.
We're talking about the run tool, and
Yeah.
and we're talking about that. And so increase. I think what we do need to do is suggest a time. So what do you want to increase it to?
Uh, 7.5.
Okay, fantastic. And is it measurable?
Yes.
Okay. Attainable?
Yes.
What's your current 60 time?
8.05.
Okay. So that's a half a second. And how long do we have?
About 4 months, I think.
4 months. Okay. So that might be a bit of a stretch to go a half a second in 4 months, but you're going to have to work really hard. So I think that's a stretch goal. That's not bad. So is it relevant to your overall dream and mission?
Yes.
Okay. And is it time bound?
Yeah.
So we have a SMART goal. That's great. Who has another goal that they'd like to share?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to be sitting 81 to 83 miles per hour pitching by April 2021.
Okay. So is it specific?
Yeah.
Measurable? Attainable?
Yes.
So what are you sitting right now?
About 68 to 70.
Okay, and so you've got about 12 months to do that, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. Is it relevant to your dream and your mission?
Yes.
Okay, and it's time bound. You said April 2021. Fantastic. Who else has one they want to share?
I do.
Okay,
Like in September, I want my max pitching velocity to be 73.
okay. Is it specific?
Yeah.
So we're talking about pitching, right? And is it measurable?
Yeah.
Attainable?
Mhm.
Where are you at right now?
68.
Okay, so we've got 5 miles an hour to go in five months or so.
Mhm.
Is it relevant to your mission and your dream? What was your mission
Yeah.
and your dream?
My mission's to make the varsity team as a freshman, and my dreams, well, to hit a walk-off, play in the major leagues.
Okay, and is it time bound?
Yeah.
Okay, who else has one they want to share?
I'll go.
Okay,
The next 6 months, I want to throw 75 miles per hour.
okay. Throw where? Across the diamond, from the mound, running gun? What was that, Cap?
Off the mound.
Okay, so you want to pitch. So that's specific, measurable. Yep. Attainable. Where are you at right now?
I'm seeing it like 68 to 71.
Okay. So it's definitely attainable. Is it relevant to your mission and your dream?
Yes.
Okay. And time bound?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Who else has one? Parker, Ben?
Last week I mentioned like trying to fix my swing before we come out of lockdown.
Okay.
And that I believe would fall into the category of a goal. So
Okay. So how are we
Yeah.
going to define, to make it more specific and measurable, how are we going to define fix your swing?
well, first of all, be able to hit above 300, and because I've been having a little bit of trouble with my swing this year, so just getting my average up to above 350.
Okay, so is your average process or results?
Results.
And so why do we have to focus on process?
Because that's how you're going to get results.
Well, so the process is what we control, right? The results we don't control. And so if you focus on hitting 300, is that solely in your control?
No.
No, that's in someone else's control, right? And so I come back to, on the hit tool, one of the things I like to measure is how hard you hit the baseball. Because if you hit the baseball really hard, what does that tell me about your swing?
It's powerful.
Right? And in order to be powerful, what does it have to be?
Good.
Yeah, but so you wanted to fix your swing, right? So would it be fixed if it was powerful?
No.
It
Well,
wouldn't?
yes,
Yes, it would. And that's where we come back to measurables. And the neat thing about technology today is I recently bought those blast motion sensors. And the neat thing about the blast motion sensors is there are specific things that they measure. They measure how fast the bat moves. They measure your hand speed. They measure your plane score. Anybody know what the plane score is?
How long you stay on plane?
Yep. So how long your bat is on the plane of the baseball. And so by having all of that information, those are things you can measure into your goals. And so Sam, if we were going to say fix your swing, one of the neat things to do would be to throw you on a blast motion sensor and then define the criteria. But since right now what we have is we have exit speed, why don't we stick with exit speed? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna focus on exit speed. So what would be your goal for exit speed?
Well, last year, like when we were doing the Young Champions Mind, I believe I wanted to set it as I want to be hitting 75 to 80 by August of this year.
Okay, and where are you at right now?
Well, I haven't been assessed since October, and I was at 70 then, and I definitely feel like I've improved since then.
So if our goal is to get by somewhere by August, we've got about 4 or 5 months. I think 5 miles an hour is very reasonable by that time. How does that sound to you? So let's go 75. And is it relevant to your mission and your dream?
Yes.
Okay. And time bound, it was August, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All right, good job. Who else has something they want to share?
I'll go.
Yeah, I do.
Parker, I saw your hand first.
Yeah, sorry, my audio wasn't working before, but my goal for pitching is to throw 83 miles an hour in 12 months and to hit 80 miles an hour in 9 months.
Okay. And so specific?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Measurable?
Yeah.
Attainable?
Yeah.
Where are you at right now?
I'm sitting like 69 to 71.
Okay.
For pitching.
So that's about a mile an hour a month, which I think we can do, especially if you work hard, and we're going to get your growth spurt too, which will help out. Is it relevant to your mission and your dream?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's time bound because we said in a year, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Good job. Who else?
I'll go.
Okay, go ahead, Gav.
My goal is to raise my exit velocity off a tee to 75 in 6 months.
Okay, and where are you at right now?
Around 68 to 70.
Okay, so you got 7 miles an hour, 6 months, which I think with some hard work and a little bit of growth, you can do that. So specific?
Yeah.
Measurable?
Yeah.
Attainable?
Yeah.
Relevant?
Yes.
Time bound?
Yeah.
Great. Anybody else have one they want to share?
I'll go.
I got one.
Okay, Ben, you're up.
My goal is to throw 75 miles per hour off the mound, and by the end of the year.
The calendar year?
Yes.
Okay, and where are you at right now?
70.
Okay, so you got 5 miles an hour to go in what, about 7.5 months?
Yeah.
Maybe 8.5 months. Sorry, forgot what month we're in. Seems like every day's the same while we're on shelter in place, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is that specific?
Yeah.
Measurable?
Yep.
Attainable?
Yes.
Relevant?
Yes.
Time bound?
Yes.
Perfect. Who else wants to go?
My goal is to hit 87 miles per hour off the tee by December.
Okay. Where are you at right now?
I'm at 81.
Okay, so you got 6 miles an hour to go. So specific?
Yeah.
Measurable?
Yeah.
Attainable?
Yeah.
Relevant?
Mm-hmm.
Time bound?
Yeah.
Good. Anybody else want to share?
I have one.
Okay.
My goal is to be hitting and throwing in the 75 mile per hour range by October, while strengthening my arm to throw accurately at 90-foot bases.
Okay. So when we say range, is that specific?
Kind of.
Maybe. I tend to err on the specific because then I kind of know that I did it or didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's just say 75 miles an hour. Does that sound good?
Yeah, you cut out for a second. So
Let's say 75 miles an hour. Does that sound good?
yeah.
Okay. So that both the hitting and the pitching side of that on the velocity side is very specific. Now you said accuracy at 90-foot bases. So that's a little squishy. How do we make that measurable?
Like thrown to a specific. Well, never mind.
We can definitely do it, but we got to be a little creative. What position do you want to do it from?
Oh, at like third base,
Okay,
shortstop.
third base. So you want to be able to throw the ball across the diamond. Is that right?
Yeah.
So then what we would do is we would set up a drill and we'd say, okay, we're going to hit Cade 10 fungos, and we're going to measure out of 10 times how many times he fields the ball cleanly and hits the first baseman's glove. Now am I getting specific?
Yeah.
And measurable?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the big key, guys, and that's why it's so important. And I'm glad you brought up that particular goal, that if it's going to be a SMART goal, you've got to make it measurable. And how you make it measurable is you get a little creative with something like that, and you go, okay, well, that's great. Throwing the ball to a spot at 90 feet is very amicable, and it's relevant to my goal. And how do I do it? And then the key is you just got to measure it. So that's fantastic. Frosty, do you have anything to add on goal setting?
Yeah, one thing that popped into my head when reading this, you remember Coach John Oldham at Santa Clara?
Oh, you bet.
Okay, so I actually got to work with him when I was in junior college, and one of the quotes that he taught us was, "Don't be happy with setting goals. Stay hungry to achieve your goals."
Yep. No, that's fantastic. What does that mean to you guys?
It means like, don't just set goals that you can't reach. You have to work and strive to achieve your goals and put in work.
Okay. Who else?
I think it means kind of anyone can set goals, but like you have to be hungry to achieve them.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key, right? It's not just writing it down on a piece of paper. It's making it a part of your life. It's transforming you. And that's one of the biggest things that we'll talk about next time is the planning the daily activity to make sure that those goals stay top of mind and your daily work is done with hunger to achieve those goals. That's a fantastic quote by a legendary coach. Everybody know who John Oldham is? Frosty, you want to tell everybody?
The second winningest coach at the University of Santa Clara.
Yep. So he had a great career coaching college baseball, and since then went on to coach some junior college ball, and then now's actually helping out some high schools in San Jose. Great opportunity. So that's important. What was the last piece in the chapter that we haven't talked about yet? And you guys all just did it.
Sharing the goals.
Sharing the goals. And why is it important to share your goals, Ben?
So that people can help you achieve them.
Yep, so they can help you achieve them, right? They keep it top of mind. And that's the big thing, guys, especially with teammates. The more you share the goals, the more likely you're to achieve them, because you're going to be constantly talking about them. You're going to be competing. There were a lot of velocity goals here that would be great to compete on. Cade's accuracy goal would be great to compete on. The other thing is, if you share it with your coaches, what can your coaches do?
Give you advice.
Give you advice. They could design drills for you and different things to help you do that. And so that's a really important piece to achieving goals is making sure you share them. Do you guys have any questions about goal setting?
Nope.
Okay. So the big thing that I want to talk about now is we're at the point now where we've got a dream, we've got a mission, and we should have goals. And so what I want to see you guys do is write those down. A lot of you guys have been emailing me those the dream, the mission, and would love to get emails with those, because I'd love to help you guys achieve your dreams. That's why I'm doing this, and really enjoy that. So encourage you to send those along, and I'm sure Coach Frosty would love those as well. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he's hanging out on these calls. And so do that. The next class, we're going over chapter 7, which is on working your plan. Okay. And so with that, what I want you to come prepared is with goals, and be able to tell us how you've planned a day to make progress towards one of those goals. Okay. And there's worksheets in there to go over. The second thing I want to point out, which is a really cool opportunity, So for those of you who are participating in the Power Trio, what we call our Strive program now, we've got Alex Figaldi who's joining the call tomorrow. And as you guys know, Alex was a local player here at Oak Ridge High School, who's now playing in the St. Louis Cardinals organization. And you know, he's set to hang out with them in spring training this year. But on tomorrow's call, I want you guys to come with some questions for him. He's got some great advice on workouts, perseverance, and other pieces. And that's one of the things that we've done for you guys in the trio, is we've actually reached out to a number of our alumni. And so we got Figaldi on tomorrow's call. I think we got Isola on Friday's call. We just secured Darren Baker for next Wednesday. And so we're going to be getting a lot of these guys to come back to talk to you about that. But the key, what they want from you guys is they want to interact. And so come to the call with a question, and I'm sure they'll hang out as long as they can to answer those questions. You guys got anything else? Frosty?
No, I'm good. I'm excited about tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm fired up about that too. It's gonna be fantastic to talk to Alex. All right, guys. Well, appreciate you guys hopping on. It's good to see your faces. We're starting to make progress on this and starting to see the end of the finish line here on this COVID shelter in place. So keep working hard, and we'll get back on the field really soon.
Thanks, Coach.
See you guys.
See you, Coach. See you.